You always keep everything funny, but you were the first guy to tell me something. I don't know if I'm allowed to bring it up. Did you hear that?
Well, now it's like, geez, what are you gonna say? But let me hear it, and I'll decide if I want to
cut out anything
go through that door.
Because you don't. I love this. I love that you're being honest.
Oh yeah, why not?
Well, because a lot of people, because you on your pod, I have such a good time, and you always have a good time.
Yeah.
And you keep it fun, but you don't talk about your beliefs in life.
No, that's my comedy podcast.
I know.
So I keep it comedy, but if I just follow the energy.
Yeah,
so if you were on my podcast, the Harland Highway, and this veered toward this, I'd go down this road.
I know you do.
So I just kind of go, but I always like to, it's like I was saying about the movies, about if I'm gonna do a comedy podcast, I want to make sure people are laughing.
Yes, of course.
So that's why my podcast is probably a little leans on the silly side, but
not silly.
I'm not afraid to go down a road like this too. It's all open country for Daddy.
Oh, I know you are, Papa. I know I have conversations with you. When I one time was walking in like 2018, we were somewhere, and we started talking about politics, and somehow Trump came up.
Yeah.
And you were the first person ever telling me in this town that you like Trump.
Oh, yeah, loved him.
I know. I don't know can I say that?
Dude, yeah.
You love Trump.
See, this is what bothers me. We live in a free country where we have to ask if we can. Yeah.
Not because of me, but because I don't know if you want your beliefs out there.
I do want my beliefs out there. It's important. It's important that we all have our beliefs out there.
1,000.
And the fact that some people aren't allowed to voice their beliefs is preposterous to me. So ask away.
Well, you went like 4 policies deep about what he did, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And then you said, and we were walking to a club, I'm not going to say, and you're like, there's a few of us. And then we mentioned a couple people, and then we went in and did our show.
Oh, a few other comedians that like Trump. Yeah,
but we weren't. No one was talking about it.
I was actually.
You were. I never heard you, but I've never heard you publicly until right now, and I love that you did that.
Oh yeah, I actually went on stage with a MAGA hat on a few times.
What year?
In Hollywood, the first time he ran.
Wow, good for you.
And remember, I'm Canadian.
So you can get away with some of it.
No, but I didn't move to the freest place in the world to be told how to think or what to decide. When I go into Baskin Robbins with a friend, I don't let them pick my flavor. I pick it. This is a free country. Yeah, that's why people come here. And the fact that half the country's terrified to say how they feel is shameful. It's sad. And it's also shameful that one side, whoever they are, would put that on another side. We're all on the same team, man. It's really.
You saw how different it's become in the last 8 years.
Yeah, and it's very sad to me. But I think if you hide away from it, then you become part of it.
Oh no, I don't hide away from it. I know that because I didn't know. I respect people because I don't know if they want their beliefs. But
I see. Yeah.
I know. I love that you want to talk about it because.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah. I talked about it way before he won the first time on my old audio podcast. I did many episodes where I talked about how I predicted he was going to win and why I thought he should win and who he was as a person. And, I did a whole episode where I talked about he was a maverick, and America was built on the backs of mavericks. Kind of let's go America. And I don't know if this country would exist if we didn't have mavericks.
100%.
And here's a guy who really kind of embodied that spirit. And people loved him for it until he decided to run in politics and go with the wrong party. And suddenly everyone turned, the wolves turned on the sheep. And it was just like, wow. So as a guy, like I said, who came here to the land of the free, it's been troubling to watch that happen to this country and to the people in it. Makes me sad.
I know, and but do people come up to you and say anything about your beliefs? Any comics weird with you?
I've had people challenge it, but I don't back down. I'm like, you're just as right as I am, and you're just as wrong as I am. So, but No, I've lost some friends over it. I've had friends. I could feel some energy shift, and I've had friends that I've lost over it. But
good friends.
But
you don't put it out there. I've never seen you put it out there.
Well, no one's asked me.
But you don't put it. You mean just in private conversation? They know how you feel, and they're not your friend anymore.
Yeah, I've had and friendships end because of where I stand, and that's what I mean. That's what makes me so sad. But it never comes from me. I'm never the one that wants to end the friendship or perpetuates that energy. But I've had other friends who disagree with the way I think, end things or push me away, or you feel the energy change in the friendship, and I just go, okay, well, I'm here for freedom, not for you. I wish I was still your friend, but I came to America for freedom. Not for your attitude, and not for you pushing your beliefs on me, and not for you telling me how to think. So, see you later, I guess. Too bad, because we were good friends, and we had fun, and I loved you. But hasta la vista. Freedom comes first, you know?
Yeah, that's real.
That's real.
I mean, here's the thing is that I feel like all these people that are so open-minded and loving are complete liars. They're fake. They're like, oh, we're inclusive. They will let you identify as anything you want except a Trump supporter.
Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of blowback. And
you should be able to believe what you want and still be friends.
Oh, yeah, you should be. That's what I'm saying. That's what this country was built on, right?
But I feel that comedy community has a mix of everybody.
Yeah.
And I do feel I'll do shows with wild liberals. I don't think I'm anything. I think I'm an independent, but they're going to call me a right-winger.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, but that's just, to me, that's common sense now. And so you can go with some wild liberals, but I still believe that our base connection is comedy first.
Yeah.
And still the laughter is more important than everything else. So I do feel that the comedy has a good mix of everybody, and they're still pretty accepting, I hope.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, in the comedy community, I don't feel... I think because it's a small community, and I think comedians realize that when we get on stage, we have an extra voice in the world. And if you were to go to a comedian and go, hey, dude, I don't like your material about dogs, and I don't like your material about camping. Like, don't do that. Well, that would be the same if you said, hey, I don't like you talking about Trump, or I don't like you talking about Biden. I think there's this pool of respect amongst comedians where I can't really have an opinion about that person's point of view, because then I'd be stepping on their creativity. I'd be stepping on their voice to project their comedy. And I think if I have to break it down, maybe, this is just my assumption, that comedians respect that territory amongst each other. And so we're sort of the free-range chickens in the whole thing, where we're all roaming around but still in the same yard and living together and cohabitating and doing our job, laying the eggs together, the comedy eggs, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think you're right. That's a good feeling, because there's maybe been a few examples here and there where it hasn't been that, but for the most part, I would agree with you. Yeah.